Well, it's that time of year again. A time for eating, drinking, and being merry. A time to reminisce about the past, to think forward to what the future might bring. And most importantly, it's a time for family.
We're seeing record spikes this morning.
Advised Canadians to curtail non-essential international travel.
But little Ryan and Sara won't be going home this year. In fact, they're both having a little bit of trouble finding the Christmas spirit within them. So they set out on a road trip across Ecuador in search of, well, whatever might save Christmas this year. Let's see what these two incredibly sexy people get up to.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the first ever church in Ecuador. This is where it all started. Christmas wouldn't exist here if it wasn't for Catholicism. First church built. I thought it was an important stop on our journey. Truth be told, I'm not religious at all. I guess I'd be an atheist. Are you an atheist if you just don't care? I don't believe in God. But why do we gotta label things? Why can't I, I don't believe in fairies, I don't need a title for that. But you know what? Maybe this will change that. Maybe I walk in that church, I come out a different man, and Christmas will be saved. That's what we're here to do. Sara's not. Sara's good. You're good? Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll put the mask on. There's a message from God sent to me. It said, "You're a f***ing prick, and I'm gonna show you, you little bastard."
So, can you explain why this church is here? Why is this the first church here?
What rhymes with Christmas cheer? Beer. I am searching for Christmas cheer in the bottle of... I'm searching for Christmas cheer in the bottle. I'm searching for Christmas cheer in the bottle.
At the bottom of a glass of beer?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Will you say it? No.
No, I'm not searching for Christmas cheer at the bottom of a glass of beer. That's depressing.
Yeah. So today we took down 200 kilometers on our motorcycle. First day on the road trip, and our first stop is Riobamba. This city has really impressed me so far. We watched that movie. What was it? I don't remember.
Is that the one where they get pregnant?
No. We haven't really done much other than have some beers. We stopped at the train station, the former train station. The train shut down here, and we managed to look at the craft market, I guess. We kind of walked through that, but they have some booths set up outside of it. One of them sold some craft beer. So we had a pint there. Now we're at La Leyenda, and it's across the street from this beautiful park, and it's a good spot. This right here, this overflowing glass here, this is called canelazo, and it's a pretty popular drink in Ecuador. It's actually popular in Peru, Colombia, just in the Andes for some reason.
Not for some reason, because it's a hot, warm beverage. In the mountains in the winter, it's cold. You want to drink something warm and nice, and like a warm bear hug on a cold winter's night.
So because it's a warm drink, it's popular in the Andes. And what it is I would say 4 basic ingredients. Let's say 3 basic ingredients because I can't think of a 4th. Cinnamon, panela, which is sugarcane, and naranjilla.
Aguardiente.
And aguardiente is the 4th, I forgot. Aguardiente is probably the most popular hard alcohol in Ecuador as far as like cheap booze that they produce here. It's fermented sugarcane, very similar to rum, but can you check this out for me?
I'm doing it. I'm your fact checker.
I'm just gonna have her feed me facts, and I'm gonna look so smart.
Es muy difícil.
In Ecuador, they don't flavor their aguardiente. In places like Colombia, they might add flavors to it. Aged. How long?
In oak barrels.
Yeah, okay. That's all I need to know. To me, this tastes like Christmas. For some reason, I feel like we found Christmas in a glass with alcohol. It's fucking Christmas. Shut your fucking nipple. So we got into a little bit too much Christmas cheer last night.
We were racist towards our cat.
Sarah is still in bed. It's about noon. She is feeling it, but I'm feeling okay. So I thought I'd go out, have a look around, and show you guys a little bit of Riobamba. This is beautiful. So Riobamba is a really old city. People lived here in the 15th century. And it was actually the first city to be colonized by the Spanish. This is Parque Maldonado. This church right here was built out of the rubble of the destroyed city, the rubble from the earthquake. This is Parque Sucre, named after Sucre, the general who helped liberate Ecuador from the Spanish. When the city got running water, this fountain was installed as a way to kind of commemorate that. You can see there's a lot of indigenous people in this town. You can see by the traditional dress, the clothes, the hats. Part of the reason there's so many in town today though is because there's an Indigenous Market every Saturday. So let's go check out that and we'll see stuff they're selling. Okay, these are traditional shoes. There's patterns on them here. That is beautiful. Shawl. So hats are really big in Ecuador because of the angle that the sun hits the earth at the equator. It's just like brutal, so you gotta wear a hat all the time. And there's so many cool ones. Felt hats, straw hats. The Panama hat was invented in Ecuador. A lot of people think it was invented in Panama, but no, it's an Ecuadorian thing. Here's the Panama style hat.
Este es nylon.
Nylon.
Sí, y esto es paja taquilla.
Paja
Paja taquilla.
Let's see, how do I look? A lot of cool stuff you can find here. Sarah is back from the dead. Okay, this is where you get hit with 30 people saying, try this, try this. Do you want to sample any or you just want to pick one out? You're just going to eat this and then bail?
No, I'm gonna order a plate. What do
Do you want the mote, tortillas?
$3.50 or $4.
I'm gonna go with tortillas. Okay, uno mote y uno tortilla. So Hornado is definitely a big thing here. You can see by this one market, tons of options. And another popular thing is this jugos con hielo del Chimborazo. It's literally, they take ice from Chimborazo Mountain. It's an old school thing that's not really happening anymore, but there used to be guys who would go up, and that's how they'd get their ice, because there's no refrigeration to make ice, so they'd go up, chip away ice, and bring it back down. And this place is supposed to be still doing the juice with the traditional style, the ice from Chimborazo. The ice is supposed to be full of minerals, so it's supposed to be good for you. Tienes rampanucun. Okay.
Hay de mora, de coco, de naranjilla, de alfalfa.
Uno mora y
Naranja también hay.
uno coca.
De coco.
Sí, coco y mora. Gracias. Hornado is probably the best Ecuadorian dish. It's a whole roast pig, crispy skin, tender meat, served with all the fixins. You gotta get them fixins. Is there anything better than that? Roast pork, flavored to perfection.
Ooh, got it. Diet pepper.
Zoilita. They're all sultanita. Zoilita, Margarita, Rosita, Bertita, Lorita, Normita, Anita, Pachita, Alejita, Rosita. Oh, that one doesn't have an Ita. Don't go there. I got the coconut rum panuka. I honestly don't really know. I feel like the only difference is they make it out of this glacier glaze. That's really good. No gracias. So we're driving down the Cuenca and back up over the course of about 2 weeks. I think it's about 500 kilometers each way. So we're gonna put about 1,000 kilometers on the bike. Should be a nice ride. I think a lot of it is the Pan Am Highway. We've got a bunch of stops planned along the way down to Cuenca. We'll hit Cuenca right for Christmas time. We got a little Airbnb we're gonna stay in and just hang out, see the city a bit. I don't have a ton planned, but we're gonna definitely get up to some adventure.
That's right, Ryan. Adventure is the name of the game. And what better place to find adventure than the open road, where there is plenty of culture to discover, and who knows what else.
Basically, a lot of farmland, rolling hills, curvy roads, and a lot of people out in the field. Just, it's an indigenous area, and most of the indigenous people make their living off of the land on farms and stuff. So there were people hoeing by hand. Some had plows that were pulled by cows. Lots of farm animals out, cows, sheep, pigs. Great thing about Ecuador is the indigenous just like walk everywhere. A lot of them don't have vehicles, and there's all kinds of paths to their farms and stuff, and everybody can use them. Oh, look at that sign over there. Let's go figure out how to climb up to that. So we followed the irrigation canal up to the source where it connects with the river, and saw that. We walked down, and the old train tracks run through here, so we walked those. We did about 12 kilometers of hiking and beautiful scenery. So yesterday we left Guayamote, and it was a beautiful ride, and then we started climbing up, and we basically hit a wall of clouds, and all of a sudden, boom, visibility was way down. It's hard to see more than like, let's say 25 feet in front of you, but we still enjoyed the ride, even though it was a bit more dangerous, and that became apparent when we stopped in traffic, basically, because there was an accident. But we ended up stopping after about 2 hours of riding at some gas station, and then things kind of got bad. At this stop, we checked the news, and of course the president has made announcements. This president is so stupid. He's got a whole bunch of COVID restrictions in place, including driving restrictions, a curfew, all this stuff. He just says, okay, starting now.
What are they? They're just like, they're showing how tough they are?
I think it is. It's a show of force, right?
Alright guys, go out and find the stragglers and kick them. Let's go. Team police. Yeah.
Doing wheelies. This is not appropriate, though.
I mean, come on, that's badass. How much fun would that be? But you can see how it can get out of control. You get all hyped up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They all meet there, and then they go, Team police.
We're driving, we're in the middle of nowhere on some mountain. Luckily, we were allowed to drive that day. If it had been an off day for us, I don't know what we would have done. We would have, just sat there? How many people are getting COVID in their cars as they drive? The people who are planning to travel are now just gonna take a bus. So there's gonna be a bunch of people on a bus, which is much more dangerous than driving in your own car. Hotel capacity is limited to 30%. If the hotels are at 30% capacity and they've already booked up, then what do? You tell people they can't stay there, 70% of the people? Yeah, so President Moreno, I hate you, you suck, you're a terrible president. I had planned this whole trip and now we can't drive on certain days we're supposed to drive. So everything had to be changed. There was one hotel that I couldn't cancel because it was too late. So I'm gonna have to eat the money on that, I guess. We leave the gas station kind of down about that, and then all of a sudden we get up into the clouds, visibility's down, and the rain starts. We were soaked. It was about 2 hours of driving in the rain. We were cold. My legs were like tingling. Of course, it was a dangerous drive as well. The visibility was really bad. The motorcycle helmet mask, it was fogging up, so I had to lift that up, and there's just rain pelting me in the face. And there's just nowhere to stop along there. We were up on a mountain. People don't live there because I guess the conditions are not great. But we got here, we got a nice, beautiful room. They have a bathtub, a fireplace, so we warmed up, we dried off our clothes. It was pretty good then. But then in the morning, we woke up and the ceiling was fucking leaking. So we had to change rooms, and the only other room they had was a small, not crappy, but it's nothing like the old room. The reason we wanted to come to El Tambo is because the largest Inca ruins in Ecuador are just down the street, but because of the COVID restrictions, they're closed now, so we can't even go to those. We want to travel because we want to help these people out. We want to try to boost the tourism industry. A lot of these tourist towns, we pull into them and they just seem kind of dead, and you can sense the desperation there. Like, they're not, money's not coming in. Smell that. Ooh. What is this? Is the fritada?
Sí.
Oh, wow. It smells amazing. This town is 90% indigenous. This is the home to one of the best, most authentic indigenous markets in Ecuador. Unfortunately, we couldn't line up the day. On Thursdays, they have a big market up in the square here. So this is the train station, which is very important for the city. Trainloads of people would come in, and it's all tourist trains. The locals don't really use the trains for transport because they're like really high end, they're expensive. Really nice trains, cost a couple $100. And this rail line would run between Quito and Guayaquil, I think over the course of 4 days. But it would stop here, people would sell their stuff. They would sometimes do little performances, I think, little dances and stuff. Very touristy, and it was a big part of keeping Guaymote in the money. You know, it brought a lot of money to the economy here, and now it's all shut down. It's because of the coronavirus, but I don't think it's ever gonna open back up again. It wasn't making a ton of money when it was in operation, and it was one of the first things they cut when the government needed money. So they sold it off. And I've heard that they've actually sold some of the trains for scrap metal now. Like, that's how desperate they are. I don't know, it's depressing to me, and I'm sure this town has really felt the impact of that. You know, they would be getting daily, a couple a day, I think, trains would come through here. It's actually a really cool place, but it is really suffering because of the train closing down. And I mean, I'd say we're the only tourists here. I haven't really seen too many people other than the locals, a bunch of sleepy dogs. Okay guys, so I promised you adventure. This is not the kind that I was hoping for, but I got bit by a dog. Sarah said, "Don't go down there, that dog's vicious."
Feeding dogs down there. Don't go down there.
No.
He's wagging his tail.
The one dog was wagging his tail. He was barking. He was like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," but his tail was going. I was like, he's not gonna do anything. And then there was another dog hiding in the grassy knoll. I mean, I didn't see any of it happen until I just felt pain. I was watching the other dog. I was like, ah! And I looked, and there's this dog. He's got his teeth on my calf here. I want to say he broke skin, but just barely. So I had to go to the pharmacy, get some topical cream, and what is this? This is antibacterial cream. I washed it. It's tender. It's just like sore, like it's bruised. I want to go back there with a baseball bat and batter him. All part of the adventure until I get rabies. Tomorrow we head to Cuenca, 60-kilometer drive. Should be beautiful. Hopefully the weather is okay. And one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, go and the tonight. And all the reindeer's like, yeah, Rudolph gonna get his speed. Oh, I forgot to turn my microphone off.
Venga por acá. Esta es la más sequeadora. Esto es para hacerle más suave la fibra. Suena un poco. 5 sombreros, 5. Y pasamos a dar las formas. Vamos por acá. Pasamos. Medium. Y esta es la calentanza, es con caliente con gas. Bien. Canadá, muy bien. Se habla en español, bien. Hispano. Ya. Ahora le ponemos un cuero, una protección. Cerramos con presión de aire, cerramos 10 segundos. No pasa nada, no pasa nada. Es aire nomás, aire. Da la forma. Con aire y aluminio. Un aluminio. De la forma. Lo puedes notar. Después le ponemos, las compañeras ponen las bandas. La siguiente banda. Y listo.
¿Para qué hora se puso el aguacate? Está listo. Siempre con la mano primerito. Y para abajo. Está perfecto.
Gracias.
As Ryan put that hat on his head, he realized something. The meaning of Christmas couldn't be found in a church or at the bottom of a glass of beer. Christmas wasn't about stuffing your face with food or discovering new cultures or even getting viciously attacked by a dog. It was about one thing.
The hats are really big in Ecuador.
Look at the heads of all the major Christmas characters.
Happy birthday!
The Panama hat was invented in Ecuador.
I mean, without hats, Christmas is just crims. Ryan had finally discovered the meaning of Christmas. Hats.
Sunburned. Probably enough. We have chocolate at home. No, okay. Smile.
Holy jingle dicks. Who could have seen that coming? It looks like things worked out for Ryan and Sara this time, but I'm sure they have more adventures in store, so make sure you subscribe, and maybe even hit that bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Or maybe it's too late for you, and you've silently passed away while watching this. At any rate, have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you real soon.